So, this one's gonna be about Jocko Willink and his training routine and his in general morning routine, I hope and I assume. And this is actually, it is not an article from James Clear, it is not an article from the ideas.ted.com website, it is not an article from the just usual kind of websites that I am on for getting my articles, but this one is from the Business Insider, I assume.com. It still depends on the country. But yeah, I'll see you after the intro. I really hope, that the attention span is so long that people are gonna stick to this one up to after the intro or something. I don't know. But yeah. And with that being said, hello and welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics fucking podcast. And I'm really pumped and I'm so glad and so happy that you're here with me, going through an amazing articles and just gathering some knowledge and just getting some thoughts of mine as well, and just really developing my thoughts, because it is just really a win-win situation. It is a win for you because you get the knowledge, you get the information, you get the entertainment, and I as well get the knowledge and education and whatever, and I'm also able to just sort my thoughts and to just really see what I'm thinking about. Even though it might sound a little dumb, it is actually what it is. And this is also one of the reasons why people like Seth Godin suggest that everyone should have a podcast, because it is amazing. It is amazing for oneself and also for other people, because if you're having a passion for something, there's definitely going to be an upside. Maybe, if you're good enough, there's definitely going to be an upside of what you're doing, of all the work that you're putting in. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, this is what's up. God, fuck you. For real. Really fuck you. So there is the article. Unfortunately, everything is a little bit narrow. This would actually be better, but I do not want it to be like this. Yeah, I think this is fine, isn't it? I do always hate, if you know me, you know that I hate when the text is just so close to the borders of the screen that, it is pretty not nice to read. I really don't like it. But yeah, as you can see on the left side of the screen, this is the article, and it is called "A Retired Navy SEAL Commander Breaks Down His Morning Fitness Routine That Starts Before Dawn." Because it is really insane. He definitely is a really disciplined guy, and he definitely isn't just, he isn't just having an easy life, but I assume that he's having a happy life. This is the upside and also downside of it. He has a very strict life. It is a very difficult, quote unquote, for maybe normal people life, but it's definitely his life, and it is definitely a life that he wants to have, and he wants to lead, and he wants to live. And this is amazing, and you should totally also focus on that. Focus on living a life that you want to live, and not living a life that you have to live, or a life that is only looking forward to the weekends. Basically working on something the whole week long that you absolutely hate, so that you're just praying for the weekend coming a little bit earlier this time. Shouldn't really be the case. Should really not be the case. But yeah, so Jocko Willink retired from 20 years serving as a US Navy SEAL in 2010. So it is already 9 years since then. It's just insane. But this morning routine is as intense as ever. Willink is the former commander of Task Unit Bruiser, which became the most decorated special operation unit in the Iraq War. In his new book, Extreme Ownership, which is actually really amazing. And, they just talk about it. But I do just see right now that I should probably get some juice for my PC, because it's only having 30% or 6%. Thank you. Close call. So Extreme Ownership, How US Navy SEALs Lead and Win, co-written with his former platoon commander and current business partner, Leif Babin. It is Leif. I unfortunately don't know just up to this point how to pronounce it. I'm really sorry, Leif, or Leif, whatever. Willink writes that one of his guiding principles is discipline equals freedom, and that discipline begins every morning when his alarm goes off. And it is definitely the case, and you will definitely see, maybe you have seen it already. So for all the people that are listening, you have not seen it because I haven't been talking about it, but for all those people that are actually watching the video because there is a video version of this certain podcast, then you might have seen it, because he starts every single day at 4:30 a.m. It might be insane for some people, but I'm gonna talk about it later as well. So we asked Willink to break down his mornings for us. So here's how a typical day begins. Wake up at 4:30 a.m. 3 alarms are set, 1 electronic, 1 battery powered, and 1 wind up. But he almost always only needs 1. The 2 others are safeguards. So he's really strict about it, and I really liked it. When I'm willing and I'm also trying to get up at 6 a.m. every single day. In school or during the week when I'm having school, I also have to wake up at just 5 a.m. or 5:20, 5:10, something like this. So even a little bit earlier. But on the weekends, I really try to also wake up at 6 a.m. because I've seen it just feels really good. It is what it is. Like, it just really feels good. Unless your body tells you that you should sleep a little bit more, because I'm basically sleep depriving myself on purpose. I'm really doing that. And actually, we human beings are the only animals and the only species that is doing that. Nobody else, no other animal is doing that, because it doesn't make any sense. Why? Why would you? We are doing it because we have some complex systems, work, life with your family and whatever, your own goals, your own just quote unquote discipline or what you want to do. These are just really complex systems, and we are just doing it based on these systems. But nobody else, no other animal, no other species, as at least as we know, there might be something else in galaxy or whatever in space. But as far as we know, nobody else is doing that, or no other species is doing that. And it is really interesting that we are doing that. But I guess, this is what makes us human beings in the end, isn't it? So after a quick cleanup in the bathroom, take a photo of wristwatch to show his Twitter followers what time he's beginning the day. It's become both a way to hold himself accountable as well as inspire others to stick to their goals. Grab his workout clothes laid out the night before and head to the gym in his garage for one of the following strength workouts, which lasts around an hour. The exercises can either be lower weight with high reps and little rest, or heavy weight with low reps and lots of rest. So either lower weight and high reps with little rest, which is like HIIT, isn't it? So high intensity interval training, I assume, because he's doing that. I've done my research. Or it is basically like, pure strength training or pure strength building with heavy weights, and so heavy sets, heavy weights, heavy sets, and low reps, but with a lot of rest, because you need a lot of rest if you want to build your strength. Because if you want to do just 3 sets of 3 reps, then you do just need the rest. You are in need of the rest to perform at this level. If it's really heavy weights, really, really heavy weights, when it's like, 80% of your maximum, then you're gonna definitely need a lot of rest. So this is now his workout plan, which is also definitely important and also very interesting. And as I see right now, it is a really short article, and I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's super. Maybe I should actually read the articles that I'm willing to go through. But so this is his routine. Day 1, pull-ups, muscle-ups, related exercises. So he's actually doing muscle-ups. It's insane, It's insane because this is definitely one of the hardest exercises and the most difficult exercises that you can be doing in the calisthenics or bodyweight space. So he's definitely having a lot of strength, and you can definitely see it as well. I was actually searching for a picture with him without some t-shirt, without anything else on, because I just wanted to see whether he's ripped or not, because you can assume that he's not. But, because of his arms, which are pretty lean, and because also of his legs that are pretty lean, I do somehow assume that he really is ripped. But I'm not quite sure, I wanted to validate my kind of expectations, but I wasn't able to, unfortunately. But I'm going to talk about Other things that might not be in this article, we're gonna just look forward to what there is actually. And I'm gonna add some things that I've seen that he's doing because it is just really interesting. And I'm also going to talk about, hopefully, if I remember, why you should actually not be doing what he is doing and why you should actually somehow never be doing what anybody did. Did is very important. Maybe not doing, but did. Day 2 is overhead lifts, bench press, deadlifts, handstand push-ups, kettlebell swings. The third day is ring dips, regular dips, push-ups. And the fourth day is overhead squats, front squats, and regular squats. So the first day is going to be pull days. And the second day is going to be push days. The third one's going to be triceps, I guess, or arms, I assume. And the last one's going to be legs. Something that I can't see there, but I know he's doing is core exercises, because I've read actually in another article that I might not be just, even if I would like to, I might not be linking it down to the article that I'm just talking about. So the Business Insider is definitely going to be in the description and or the show notes if you're on the podcast. But just because I do not actually remember what I went through actually in my break, while I was at work, having my lunch break and whatsoever. And I was looking up some things because I was really interested in what he's doing and how his life is like and whatsoever. And I've seen he's actually doing some gut exercises, or actually some core exercises every single day. And I really believe, and I really know as well, so it's really now about experiences, I really know that this just really makes sense, because I'm struggling with it as well. And I think this is what a lot of men are struggling with basically having a lot of fat in the core region or in the tummy region, because we just have, this is one of the places where men just build a lot of fat and men just store a lot of fat. It is what it is. We can't complain, but it won't make anything better. But the thing is, if you do just have one, which I'm basically having, by the way, I'm having one day where I'm basically doing just my core exercises and my just crunches and whatever it is. And I don't know, it might be a little bit too less, to be honest. It really might be a little bit too less, just because I can clearly see, okay, on the last day of the week or in the last workout day, I do just really feel like, okay, there's not a lot of soreness in my tummy, or there wasn't a lot of work that was just, my tummy had to go through, which is then a little bit fucked up. If you have one workout or one day where you're working out a certain group and you're not hitting it completely, it is really fucked up. It is just really fucked up. And then you basically have to wait a week somehow until you can just rip it again, or just push it again, or target it again, whatsoever. In theory, you could still just do something on a rest day or something, but yeah. Then, so spend anywhere from a few minutes intense bursts to half an hour steady for cardiovascular training. This could include sprints or a jog. Okay, finish workout around 6 a.m. Depending on the day, go out to hit the beach near his home near San Diego, California, to spend time swimming or surfing. If the weather is nice, he may also do his cardio on the beach. Shower and start working for his leadership consulting firm Echelon Front anytime after 6 a.m. He doesn't get hungry until around noon and only has a snack like a few handfuls of nuts in the morning. After work, Willink gets into 2 hours of jiu-jitsu training and heads to bed around 11 p.m. Willink said that he recognized that everyone is different and that not everyone would benefit from getting up at 4 a.m. for an intense workout. The key is that you get up and move, whether that is jogging, weightlifting, or yoga. The discipline comes in setting a schedule and sticking to it so that your day begins with begins with an energizing accomplishment, not a demoralizing stretch of time where you lay in bed and hit snooze on your alarm a few times. Every morning should start off with a practicable routine, and it is the way that you own it, he said, because once the day starts, well, then other people get to have a vote in what you're doing. And the thing might be that other people are having a better start than you're having. And who wants that, Who really wants that, Who wants to know, and who wants just to really also believe and know for sure that somebody else had a better start than you? I don't know. I'm really hoping that I'm able to motivate some people there. But the thing is, something they haven't been talking about, or something that was really interesting for me, is that, the thing is, he's doing his strength training in the morning. Really important, because he's then doing his jiu-jitsu, or is it Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Or is there actually any other kind of jiu-jitsu? Because I don't know. So he's basically doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Yeah, it is jiu-jitsu. Oh my god. Amazing. The thing is, he's having his own gym, because he is allowed to by the rules of jiu-jitsu, I guess, because he's a black belt, as far as I know, because, I read it somewhere as well, and it's really interesting, right? He's waking up, doing his strength training, and in the night, basically, or in the evening, he's also doing his jiu-jitsu. It is quite a lot of sports, and I can somehow understand that he's only working out 4 days a week, that he's having 3 rest days or 3 days where he's not working out that much, because it just makes sense. He's doing just quite a lot. And yeah, something that I've also found just really, really good is that he's pointing out, okay, waking up at 4 a.m. and doing some strength training might not be the best thing for everyone, because it is something good for him. He figured out what is good for him, and it is really important that you figure out what is working for you, and what is making you happy, and what is making you feeling good. Because, I don't know, strength training might not be the case, or it might not be strength training. It might be just cardio. It might be just some jogging. It might be actually some sprinting, or it might be yoga, as he pointed out. But I also believe that actually waking up and doing something, just get moving and just really doing something with your body makes somehow sense. It really makes somehow sense also for also for your body. Just getting getting the blood pumping through your veins and whatsoever. It just makes sense, it just makes sense that it would be it is a warm-up for your day. This is what I'm thinking about. You need a warm-up for your workout as well, so you gotta need a warm-up for the day as well. Because when we wake up, I don't think that we're actually just 100% just there in terms of just physically. We are physically there to 100%, but we are not there mentally for 100%. And just the mental game is really important, and it is still just really just impacting our lives in a positive or a negative way. But the thing is, I just really think about it as a warm-up, and it would just make sense. And also, if you're working out in the really morning of the day, which I've done, I've been waking up once at 5 a.m. last Friday. Yeah, it wasn't last Friday. I woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning so that I'm able to get my workout in, because I knew that on this day I might not be able to, unfortunately, because I had to do something else, and I had to do just, I basically had to do something else, unfortunately. And because I wanted to make sure that I'm able to get my workout in, I woke up earlier, an hour earlier, so that I can actually get in my workout. And it felt great, It was a really unusual workout, and it was really strange, just, I don't know, waking up and working out, especially because the day before, thought okay, it's going to be just really, really weird, because I'm sweating. I'm really sweating because it was working out core actually. And then I'm really sweating, because the routine that I'm having there is just pretty tough. It's pretty tough, and I'm getting really sweaty, which I like, by the way, in general, but I'm not liking it when I can't shower afterwards, because I wasn't showering, because I'm always showering in the end of the day. And I'm also not going to shower two times a day. It doesn't make sense for me. And I also think it isn't that of a healthy thing, isn't it? But something that they haven't been talking about is his diet, actually, because as far as I at least know, and this article is basically, or actually from 2015, so I don't know. As far as I know, these informations are actually right and are still the thing. But his diet, he's actually following the Paleo diet. And because I didn't know what the Paleo diet is, I've actually looked it up on Wikipedia. I'm really sorry, the Wikipedia page isn't the best one to view, just because it's, so narrow. Like, it is such a small window that I'm having there, and just because the sidebar that you're having on the left side, which with the main page and contents and the Wikipedia logo and whatsoever, it is pretty dominant. It is actually half or a third of the whole space that I'm having, which is a little bit unfortunate. But you know what? I'm not going to complain, because I'm just going to read, because I didn't know what the Paleo diet was. And I'm really glad that I found it, not because I'm going to do it. I'm thinking about it, basically. But let's talk about this later. So, the Paleolithic or Paleolithic diet, or Paleo diet, caveman diet, or Stone Age diet is a modern fad diet requiring the sole or predominant eating of foods presumed to have been available to humans during the Paleo. Today's reading game is really... So the basic thing is, it is about eating things that cavemen were eating, in theory, or just in a specific era of just our life, or the human being, just in a specific era of the world's history, basically. And things that include, or that are included, is definitely meat, veggies, some fruits, roots, and nuts. Yeah, this should be it. No beans, actually. I don't know why. No grains, which is very, very, very important. So no grains at all. Whether it be wheat or not, whether it be just something else or not, no grains. No oats, nothing. By the way, Goggins. I unfortunately do not know his first name, but Goggins, he was also a Navy SEALs. This really, the guy with the pull-up world record. Like, he's just an amazing guy. He was fat once, and he just really got discipline and whatsoever. Now I'm gonna show you a picture, because I don't know if you know who he is. Therefore, Goggins. Is it David Goggins? Yeah, it is David Goggins. There you have him. So David Goggins is an American ultra-marathon runner, ultra-distance cyclist, triathlete, motivational speaker, and author. He's a retired United States Navy SEAL and former United States Air Force Tactical Air Control Party member who served in the war in Afghanistan and the Iraq War. Which is insane. And as far as I know, he's the only one that is like, if I remember correctly, he's the only one that is having like the Navy SEAL thing done and also the Air Force thing done. If I'm remembering correctly, he's the only one that did that, because I think it is 2 camps or something that you have to do individually, and it is just insane. In the end, something that is to be said is that it is insane. It really is. But yeah. But back to the Paleo diet. So it is nuts, meat, fruits, but not a lot of fruits, which is the interesting thing. They're not, or at least, Jocko Willink is doing it in this way. He's not eating a lot of fruits. Definitely nothing that is processed, so no oils, no sugars, no nothing. So it's basically roots, and they also say it down there. I'm going to highlight it. While there's wide variability, variability in the way the Paleo diet is interpreted, because, a lot of people do it differently. Like, some people are doing it this way, some people are doing it that way, whatever. But the diet includes vegetables, fruits, nuts, roots, and meat, and typically excludes foods such as dairy products, grains, sugar, legumes, processed oils, salt, alcohol, or coffee. The diet is based on avoiding not just processed food, but rather the foods that humans began eating after the Neolithic Revolution. I've been for quite a short time. While I was in the train, I was actually just searching some articles that I could go through, and I found obviously. But the thing is, just because I had I was pretty lucky, that I went through some articles while I had my break. I've seen that the reason why they especially don't eat any grains is because, at least I think it was Jocko Willink that said that, but I'm really not sure. Please take it with a grain of salt because I don't remember it as correctly or as much, or I just don't remember it. The thing is, they just don't eat grains because they believe that grains, because they were just established a little bit like after this Paleolithic kind of era, whatever, that we are not really able to but digest them. This is the right word. We're not really able to digest them, which means that we should not be eating them. But we can digest for sure veggies, meat, fruits, nuts, roots, and all those things. And I think so as well. Like, it makes sense, For example, I don't know, there's a lot of just issues that people are having with grains, whether it be just gluten or, whatever it is. Just people are having some issues with grains, Just not a lot of people are having issues with vegetables unless there's some allergic kind of thing going on, which might be the case for some people. In terms of fruits, like, yeah, you might be having some fructose intolerance that I actually had. And, but yeah, it goes away. At least it went away for me, which is really fortunate because I love fruits. Fruits are just my only thing. It is really like the only sweet thing that I'm eating and that I can eat. And it is really like I'm eating a lot of fruits. I'm really eating a lot of fruits. But I can also see like some downsides of eating fruits because maybe it is my, not glucose, but fructose intolerance, but I'm sometimes getting some diarrhea or some other issues with just gas or whatever it is. But I'm never ever getting any issues with veggies. But cucumbers, I had some problems with cucumbers actually. But yeah. Sugars and alcohol and processed foods and whatsoever and processed oils, I don't think that there's some debate about that it is just not healthy, but it is just not healthy, and it just makes sense for me. But does it make sense to live like by the Paleo diet? I don't know. Like, a lot of people are doing that or doing it. Who is doing the Paleo diet? Let's actually see if there's some results. There's definitely quite a lot of articles that are about the Paleo diet. And by the way, because I just remembered, and it is a little bit dark. I'm very sorry that I'm not able to speak, or I was not able to speak that properly in the past few days. Actually, I don't know why. I think it is because like I'm not eating anything, I'm not drinking anything. From, I don't know, let's say like 1:30 up to now when I'm recording, and it might be some issue, and it might also be some issue that I'm not sleeping just 8 hours, which I'm definitely also seeing, and it could also be the case that I'm just surrounded by German-speaking people and that I'm speaking a lot of German during the day. Could be also the case, could really be the case, because I've also seen that. But the thing is, Jocko Willink says that there's only a 100% diet. It shouldn't be 80-20, which means like 80% clean and 20% like cheat meals. He's definitely like, okay, there's gonna be 100% no cheat meals. 100% clean eating. And I believe in that, because I'm also doing it myself, and I also believe in it just because I kind of feel like, okay, I'm willing to just stay healthy. I'm willing to stay feeling good. I'm willing to feel good in the now and also in the future. And this is one of the reasons why I'm actually eating healthy, because I want to stay healthy and I want to feel good. And when I'm then just eating something that has a lot of calories or is just really bad for my body, and I know it because it is a cheat meal, unless, you're you're thinking about cheat meals in a different way, which means like, okay, I don't know, like you're eating a little bit more or more calories of the same thing or of the same healthy thing, then okay, let's call it a cheat meal, I guess. But the thing is, if I'm eating a cheat meal and then I'm feeling bad afterwards because I've eaten so much of it, no, I do not want to have that. Maybe it's just showing me, okay, this is definitely not what you should be eating such a lot of. It could be also just a motivational factor. It could be. But I don't know, it doesn't have to be. The thing is, he still says that it might also be a 99% diet, which means to 99% you're going to eat clean, and to 1% there's going to be just, I don't know, one day in a year where you're just not eating as clean as you're always eating, and that is still fine. I still believe that we should live, but feeling good and being healthy is just a really, really important part of life. And I don't know, I do not want to fuck with that, and I really do not want to. Yeah, I really don't want to fuck with that. I do just want to feel good, and I do just want to be healthy, and this is it. And if it is just, and I'm feeling good by eating clean food. I don't know how you're feeling. But let's actually see who is doing the Paleo diet. Christina Aguilera, Kanye West, Blake Lively, I'm sorry, I don't know these people. Jessica Biel, Blake Lively, Channing Tatum. The funny thing is, I've never known what have been declared the sexiest man alive by people in 2012. Really? I didn't know that. Didn't know. We have the exact same shirt on. Just, the only difference is that his is a completely different one than mine is. And I'm having a pullover or sweater. He's having a bottom-up shirt, I think it is called. Eva LaRue, or I think it is actually Eva LaRue, I guess, because it might be French. Phil Mickelson, Aisha Tyler, Matthew McConaughey, amazing dude, just because of Interstellar. It's been an amazing movie, really amazing movie. So according to Paleo FX, the Dallas Buyers Club actor relies on high fiber, low starch veggies, proteins and healthy fats, but he does indulge a little adding in wine for balance and whey protein shakes to keep up his energy, because it has to be some wine. Wine is something that you can't just skip or something. And some other people Edgar Ramirez, I don't know him. Jeb Bush, don't know him as well. Kanye West, I know him. Christina Aguilera, and I know her as well. Pretty interesting. So I in general believe that the funny thing is, just getting to that a little bit. I know it's been already 30 minutes, but just because my talking game wasn't that good, I'm gonna make a longer episode, I guess. It might be, just for me, it might be a selfish act. But the thing is, I've also been really interested in how people have been eating, because I always assumed and I always thought that it just makes sense, because we're having so many things nowadays that are just not good for us. It is what it is, just period. It is not good for us, refined oils, sugars, just all those unhealthy and unfortunately also really, really, really tasty things are really not good for us, and our health and our well-being, especially as well. And and I always thought eating like the people have eaten, and also thinking about caveman behavior, why they did some things and whatever, it has always been just in my mind. And people that know me know that, people that really close to me know that actually, that I've always had some thoughts about, okay, what did cavemans do? What did cavemans eat? What did cavemans suggest to do now or something? Because I thought it somehow makes sense, but it could also not make sense. I don't know. In the end, I don't know. But I'm gonna eat now, and I might not be doing the paleo diet today. For sure not, I guess, because I haven't up to this point, because I've eaten some grains, actually quite a lot of bread today. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode, even though, my speaking game isn't on point, but it is what it is on some days. On some days, it is just not as good as on other days, which I actually don't, I don't know. I don't actually know if people can see that, when I'm not pointing it out, which is actually not a good thing to do, by the way. If you see that something is going wrong in a presentation, don't point it out, because chances are really, really high that people are actually not seeing it. It might also be my energy, because I'm trying to just really be energetic and just really high in speed and energy and whatever, and it might not just be good for my energy levels. Might be, I don't know. The thing is, what I'm doing here is just making me happy. What I'm doing here is just something that I believe is making sense for me, for the people outside there. It is just like, I don't know, I'm really glad and I'm really grateful, and I can't even tell in words how glad and grateful that I am that I even started it, that I even started this journey of doing it, because it definitely is some change you have to build in your life, because people are not going to be like, okay, you're now having a podcast. Well, this is amazing that you're shouting around like in the evening like a dumb motherfucker. It is really not the case. People are like, well, yeah, please just still keep an eye on us. Please still have some time for your loved ones. Please still do this and please still do that. It is like just some additional time consumption device thing. In the end, it is actually taking a lot of time, but I'm really happy that I can spend my time on that, because I believe that it is making sense for me. It is helping me. It is helping other people. I at least hope that it is helping other people, and I at least hope that it is going to help some people. Until people find me, until people find the stuff that I'm doing, I really hope that I'm able to just put out just as much and as high quality content as I'm able to do here. As I'm able to do with the things that I'm having. But yeah, 36 minutes. It's been a really, really long episode. I haven't been doing such a long episode for quite some time, and it feels good. It feels amazing. I've even been thinking about making some 60-minute episodes, but to actually being able to do this, I guess I do have to eat something before each and every episode, or before those particular episodes. But yeah, thanks a lot for listening. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're on the YouTube video, please subscribe to never just really miss anything, any information that might be really, really important for you. And if you want to save some time, go into the description and also subscribe to the podcast. And for all the podcast listeners, if you want to see me while I'm just going through the articles, while I'm talking, while I'm just being here, then totally check out the YouTube video and also the YouTube channel as well. You're not going to regret it, You're not going to regret it, because it's basically the same. The only difference is that the audio for the podcast is edited so that it is a little bit nicer to listen to, and that's quite it, That's really quite it. The rest is completely the same, but yeah, subscribe to both of the channels and also just leave a rating, if you've liked it, if you haven't liked it, and if you haven't liked it, it would be just really nice if you hit me up on social media and tell me what it was, that you didn't like, or just leave a comment, or just in a rating. In the rating on the podcast or for the podcast. It depends on the platform, though, where you are. Yeah, leave a rating, give me some feedback, would be really amazing. And thank you very much once again for listening and watching. It is just really meaning the world for me. It really is. It really does. It really is meaning the world. But yeah, I see you next time. Thank you very much. I see you.